Know to boost the chances of keeping your whole family healthy. 4 on Local 3 News.
Download the Local 3 News and Weather apps now.
You know, there are so many areas in our viewing area that are beautiful scenic spots, but boy, this morning we have picked perhaps the cream of the crop. Can you tell where we are? We are at Cloudland Canyon State Park in Rising Fawn, Georgia, talking with Jerry Wallace, who happens to be one of 2, right, naturalists here at the park?
Park naturalists.
And they said, tag, you are it, Jerry, because everyone here says that you are the man who knows it all. So
I'm not going to, no, I do not, but I do know some.
Well, they think you do, so thanks for the welcome in.
They're awfully kind.
You were very excited for us to pick this particular spot. We're just behind the interpretive center here.
Yes.
At the park, and we already knew it was going to be beautiful, but this view is stunning.
Yeah, I have a nice view from the office.
Yeah. Where are we exactly?
We are atop Lookout Mountain, and we are atop the Cumberland Plateau. And the Cumberland Plateau extends from Gadsden, Alabama, up through Georgia and Tennessee, and on up to New England.
There is the sound of water when you're here where we are, and I was expecting, because the canyon is rather deep. It looks rather deep.
It is.
And so I was expecting to see a river going through. It's actually a waterfall that I'm hearing. Is that right?
You are. There are multiple waterfalls in the park. There are 2 or 3 main ones. Oftentimes you can see this one over here, but it's not running right now because we haven't had enough rainfall. But there are 2 other significant waterfalls, and that's one of the main attractions of the park here that people want to come to see besides the views. So you have options of hiking around the rim and seeing the views, or going down into the canyon itself and walking along the creek and seeing the 2 spectacular waterfalls that are down there.
It is the 2nd largest park in the state, right,
it is.
of Georgia?
Yes.
So you're very accustomed to seeing an awful lot of visitors come through.
We do. Yes, we do. We've been really busy lately.
One thing that I think has been so appealing about Cloudland Canyon is the fact that it's user-friendly no matter your experience in the great outdoors. So if you're a beginner and you want to just kind of walk and see a little bit, this is a great place to come. But if you're more advanced, you can find trails that way too. That's
right. We have everything from easy surface trails like the one that we're on, for folks that don't want to get out and do multi-mile hikes, but then we have other hikes that are more strenuous and more challenging. We have a 7-mile backcountry hike that goes over to the other side of the canyon and the other side of the park, with 2 very remote campsites back there.
It might seem a little bit contradictory to think that we're talking about the great outdoors and then I'm going to say go to their website. But here's the reason why you'll want to check out their website. They have a schedule that's put out every couple of weeks because what Jerry and his team do, y'all have guided hikes that people can be a part of, so you can kind of wet your whistle, so to speak, following you, and it's no cost to the visitor.
That's right. Most of our programs do not have a charge. There are a few exceptions to that. But we offer guided hikes and programs that we do out of the Interpretive Center where we talk about the different resources in the park and different plants and animals. And sometimes we have a program that's just specific to a particular plant or animal that we focus on. And then we do other more general programs and hikes on just about every trail in the park.
So I know a little bit about you. I know that you are a man of many talents. I know.
Well, I'm not sure who you heard that from and what talents that
good
you're
sources
talking about, but yes, I'm old enough to have developed lots of interest during my life.
I know that you can do. You're a big caver. That's what brought you here, actually, right?
It is.
So, and that's a big part of the experience when you come out here to Cloudland Canyon. There are a lot of caves to enjoy and explore, and you, for a fee, people can go with you on those tours. Is that right?
Yes, we offer a program through the park where we take people into one of the caves in the canyon. There are 2 significant caves, and we take people into the more friendly of those. So one of them requires rappelling and rope work, and we do not do that, but you can get a permit if you're an experienced caver to go into both of the caves. But we also offer a guided tour through the park and with the 2 naturalists, where we provide all of the gear that you'd need and experienced guides, and take you through Sitton's Cave. That's in the mouth of the canyon
which is, you were giving me an education. I was asking Jerry before the cameras rolled about where we are, and I said, does this have a name? And he lit up. And you said, absolutely it does, and you began to tell the story. But once upon a time, Cloudland Canyon was called?
It was called Sitton Gulch, and it was named after the Sitton family. They had a grist mill here in the area down in Trenton back in the late 1800s, and their name has been put on lots of geographic landmarks in the county here. So the canyon here was named after them, Sitton Cave was named after them, and Sitton Gulch Creek runs through the middle of it. So yeah, they lent their name to a few places.
So you're out on these trails on a regular basis. Is every day a different day for you?
It is for the most part, yes. And one of the things that's different and one of the most enjoyable things about this position is the people that come here. So one of our main jobs is talking to people. So lots of people come through the Interpretive Center from all over the country and all over the world. And we talk to them and we share our love of the park with them and tell them about the resources that are here.
Many
so yes,
people,
every day is different.
Many people who are watching are going to go, oh, I love Cloudland Canyon. They come up here on a regular basis. Sadly, many who are watching perhaps have never come. So often you don't take advantage of what's in your own backyard. So it's an easy day trip for folks to make from the Chattanooga area, but you make it easy for them to stay if they want to. You've got all types of accommodations here.
We do, and we can accommodate any level of stay that you want. We have cottages for those who don't want to get out into the outdoors, and we have walk-in tent sites, and we have backcountry. We have a backcountry trail with 10 sites on it where you park close to your car, but you have to hike into your camping site, and then we have walk-in tent sites that are not as far from your car that you can go to. And we also have a yurt village if you want to do something that's halfway in between a cottage and tent camping. So
and some of
those
the
are a little more
accommodations,
primitive, but they're still pretty nice.
Some are also dog friendly, correct?
They are. The whole park is dog friendly, of course, standard on a 6-foot leash.
Right.
But we do have several cabins that are dog friendly.
So Jerry handles the fun of it. He's the romantic of the staff here. But I did find out something before we began talking to him. This park is so popular throughout the state and the country that it is self-sustaining. So it is a state park, yes, but the monies raised from the visitors who come and choose to stay here keeps it self-sustaining, and then there's money left over to share throughout the state. I think that's a pretty impressive fact.
And I want to highlight that part of the reason for that is because we have an incredible group of volunteers called the Friends of Cloudland Canyon State Park, and it's part of the Friends group that all the Georgia state parks have, and they contribute lots and lots of their time and effort and energy and money to the park. So their hours contribute to the money that we get from the state that comes back into the park.
Well, I will
so
tell
they're very
you,
important to our whole operation here.
I will wrap it up by telling you a fun fact on me. When I was in college, before I got into television, I thought I wanted to work for the National Park Service and write for them. I wanted to write the brochures that would make the trails come alive for people. So you come up and you experience these trails and the beauty that is Cloudland Canyon State Park. Write your own poem or write your own words as you're walking along and taking in the beauty, and perhaps you'll meet Jerry along the way.
Yeah.
Thanks for the visit.
You're very welcome. And I just want to say that coming up in September, we'll be starting our caving program up again. It's about to end for a month, but starting September 1st, we'll be offering those tours in the park. So come on out and crawl underground with us or hike out on a trail.
Go to the cave, because apparently he plays the flute while he's in there. So there's your information.
I have been known to do
Cloudland
that.
Canyon State Park, their website there on your screen. Check that out to see the full events coming up every month
And the Facebook
here.
page.
And the Facebook page as
Those are
well.
listed on that too.
Thank you, Jerry.
Thanks so much, Julie.
I rode my first motorcycle when I was 7 years old, but I have seen firsthand the devastation that occurs when a negligent driver causes a wreck with a motorcyclist. If you or a loved one has been harmed while riding a motorcycle, let Wedemark Keith go to work for you.
The name you know and trust.
At Linder